Hello and welcome to Uncovered, the podcast with your host, Jason Irving. Join me in a journey to understand what's truly happening in your world and the world around you. This is not about how you're living life on the surface. It's about what's truly driving you from under the covers. I'm going to take you on a journey to deeply uncover the reason why you are here, the ultimate purpose in your problems and the way that they have shaped your life up until now. See, I believe you have a purpose and your problems are the highway towards ultimate realization of that journey towards freedom and the reconnection of your true self. I've been told I have a different spin on most things, and I'll be giving you my understanding of life, love, and what we're all here for, purpose. To get the best out of this podcast, drop what you already know so you can discover what's beyond you. So join me, let's play this game of life and bring on liberation, transformation, and change. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to Uncovered. I'm really excited. I've got an amazing human who happens to be my mum. Welcome to Uncovered, Mum. I'm really excited to have a bit of a chat about, who you are and what you do. And this might be a little bit clunky because it's my mum. So welcome to Uncovered, love.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason.
So, Mum, you've been in business for as long as I remember, and I want to uncover parts of you that probably a lot of people don't really know, because you talk about yourself being just that person who is just that farm girl, and every time I give you an accolade about how amazing you are, you don't really take much notice of what I say. You sort of dismiss it a little bit. And last year you got 3 awards for amazing business of the year, and you've been in business for such a long period of time. What is it that actually makes you just keep going?
I guess my love of peer.
Yeah.
My love of peer. My love of the family.
Yeah, you can feel all the emotions.
Yeah, my love of the family. Just the actual community.
Mm.
I've been in that community for 50 years, and a lot of those people have been coming for, say, 47 years, 45 years, and I can't let them go.
Yeah, and it's such a special, the people who are watching this is something that you probably won't know about my mum. She's very emotional, very, very soft, and very, very gentle. But I get to see these beautiful parts of mum because you've got this strong business you as well, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I do. But at the end of the day, I'm just a girl that cuts hair.
Yeah.
That's me. That's who I am.
Yeah, and I think this is what's really, really different about you, Mum, because what we quite often see on Facebook or in situations that I see is all these people putting their hand up and saying, look at me, I'm amazing. And you've been in business for such a long period of time. Now, statistically, after 10 years, 70% of businesses are gone, right? You've been, what was your anniversary that you got? How many years is it in
50.
business? So you've been in business for 50 years. Now, you don't know this, Mum, but 20 years, 95% of businesses are gone. So I've been in business for 24, but you're double my time, right? And so when you have someone who has that longevity, but the thing that I really want to envisage with all of you guys who are listening or watching here is the absolute humility of this amazing woman. Now, the first business name was called The Mop Shop.
Yes.
Right? So let's go through the business names that you've had. You've had The Mop Shop.
Yep.
What was the next one?
Shaggy's.
Shaggy DA. Yep. Right? And what was the next one?
Hair Vogue International.
Hair Vogue International. So those 3, when you got to Hair Vogue, your business levels just really started hitting through the roof at that point, didn't they?
I moved downstairs from upstairs.
Yeah.
I knew that the centre was going to change, and I also, when I changed it to Bentley's, I needed a more upmarket name.
Yeah.
I needed something that, and I'd never named a salon. I bought all these names.
Right.
I'd never ever named a salon.
So was Bentley's the first name that you
actually chose?
Okay, so other people chose those other names for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so When I just want to backtrack a little bit. So when we got to Hair Vogue, I remember, going into the salon and, you have basically helped so many people create businesses themselves,
Yeah, I know.
right?
That's good.
And for people who don't know, how many businesses have you done? Like you've got so many businesses that you're part ownership in, and you're still doing. Is it 8 right now?
Yes, 8 right now.
8 right now, and there's been constant rollover, hasn't there?
Yeah, constant.
So here's my question to you. Do you have a number? Do you know how many people you've actually trained to become hairdressers?
I'm not really 100% sure, but I'd say there'd be in the vicinity of a few hundred.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm really not 100% sure. I haven't kept a log on all of that.
yeah, and this is the beauty about you. We have a shed down in the backyard. I say in our backyard because it's the house that I grew up in, and you're still there in the local community, in the local area, and you haven't moved from that local community and area, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the shed, there is a whole bunch of awards, right? There's award after award after award, and they're actually sitting where no one can see them, right?
Yep.
They're in the shed.
They're in the shed.
No one knows how many awards this woman's won, and you just basically go and put them to the side and go, off I go, and off you go and cut someone or do someone's hair.
Yes.
So, have you taken a chance to reflect on your business and what you've done, or have you just spent so much time sort of looking after the community that you've forgotten to actually reflect on the brilliance of what you've done? And this is what I'm wanting to uncover today: is your brilliance is so phenomenal.
I just look after my team and I look after the community.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
So that's just your focus.
That's my focus.
So this is for people who watch this or who are listening to this. This is why I want to have my mum up here, because there are people that I know that are like you, that just get in and do their thing and don't carry on like I'm the best human in the world and I've got this and I've got that and I can do this and I can do that. Now, being in business, we're talking about a couple of hundred people. I know some people who are so grateful to you for, your ability to set up and help them set up their own life and get their own businesses working. And they're still I've spoken to them. They're still so grateful to the time that they've had in either Shaggy's Mop Shop, Hair Vogue, or Bentley's, and they're still really grateful to the time that they got to spend with you.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's really nice to see that you still have this way of being that I wish more people could be like. Right? I'm like you. I like just doing my thing and keeping on going. And the thing I love about you, Mum, that a lot of you guys don't know who know her, maybe who might be watching this or listening to this, is you're still learning.
Absolutely. You never stop. You never stop learning. I am still learning.
Now, this is phenomenal. So here, and you're also still educating.
Educating and learning. I don't have that ego. I tuck that under the carpet, so to speak.
Yeah. And then there's another part of you that has to have a strong ego to tell people what they need to know and what they need to do. So you had both, because you couldn't set up what you're doing without a strong ego, but at the same time you have an ego that doesn't chest beat.
It doesn't have to be out there and show all the time.
Yeah.
It's under the carpet.
Yeah. So I think this is a really essential part of uncovering your mum, because I love the way that you are. I love the fact that there are times where you have a take no prisoners. Come on, let's get this show on the road with your staff. And I think that's really important to have that as a leader, as a business owner too. Yeah.
Yeah, but you do that with kindness. You don't do it with attitude.
Yeah.
You don't need that big, strong attitude to do it. You might be strong underneath, but you keep the attitude soft.
Now, I've got a question for you. Right? You have been
in a time like I remember when I was going through school, it was all scared of everyone, right? Everyone was scared of the teachers, the leaders. And it started to change, hasn't it? So I remember last year you had to tell someone it was time, your time in the salon was over, and they told you to go and get fucked.
They did.
Right? And it's a really different time right now, isn't it?
Yes.
And what have you done? You'll have had to have adapted to the younger generation now because you've had to do so many different ways of approaching because it's not the same as it was when I was little.
No,
right?
No,
and
it's definitely not. But you still do it with an amount of softness. And then, you know, if someone tells you to F off, well, you just don't worry about it. You know, you be the bigger person and don't react there. You don't make a big scene. You don't react on a lot of those things that I see younger people or other people reacting with. You just don't do that.
Yeah, I love that.
And there's sometimes that it's a good time to just don't react.
Yeah.
You're stronger if you don't react.
Well, I've watched you, and this podcast is very, very different to any of the podcasts that I'll ever do because this is my mum, right? I have watched so many times where, because you've been so successful for so long, right? There's been so many people who have slandered your name,
absolutely,
you know, put you down in the mud, called you this, called you that, called you every name under the sun. And listeners, I want you to know something about my mum. She's never gone and created a war with that person. No. And that's what makes me so so proud of you as a person, because a lot of people would go, right, game on. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to show this person what's for. I know what I'm doing. What is it about you that goes, that's a waste of my time. I'm too busy doing my thing. Let everyone complain and carry on. Because people have said lies about you, out and out lies, and rude, nasty stuff over the years. And you've just gone and minded your own business. And yes, it does hurt, listeners. And I think this is really important. It does hurt, right, when people are mean to you. But what do you do that allows you to cope with those sort of scenarios and situations?
At the end of the day, I know I'm a good person. I know I haven't done those things that they're accusing me of. And I know that eventually it'll come out that that is a fib. Eventually it all turns around and people will find out that's not true at all. So I'm not going to waste my energy on silliness. I'm just not going to waste my energy on that. I've got other things to do in life. And I'm just not going to waste my energy on stupidity.
Yeah, and look, you have taught me to do the same.
I just don't.
Yeah.
You know? People want to say that, they can say it, but at the end of the day, the general public and the community that I look after know who I am. They've been dealing with me for many, many years. So, no, I don't react to those things.
Yeah, and I think this is fantastic because a lot of people like to go and tell people what they think. And I love this about your mum because when you think about people who, have confidence, they can tend to end up becoming arrogant and they put other people down. And I'm really grateful watching you as a person because you've seen people create success and, do amazing things in their businesses and stuff. But you've never gone and, oh, that person's like this because of your ego. You've gone and just done your own thing, and other people have been successful thanks to you. Some have given you the one finger salute and gone, oh, bugger you. But you've just gone in and done your own thing, and you spend your time, as you said, looking after the community and doing your own thing while other people are slandering your name, trying to put one over you when it's just not really worth it, is it?
No, it's not worth using up my energy on other people's aggression.
Did you do that?
It's not worth it.
And so I've watched you. This is what I love about you, right? So there's some parts like, because I've been, this little kid watching his mum succeed in life all my life, right? Now, as a man, I have an extremely powerful, strong woman from what I know of her, right? But when we're talking together, you don't portray that, you don't display that, you don't show off, you don't carry on like that. But that's how I know a lot of people have seen you in the industry. A really strong, capable, confident woman who can do amazing things. Now, when COVID hit, I watched a woman who could have had all of her businesses break. Because we're talking about a business where you have to be there. And I knew you wouldn't. So what is it about you, that has a really special skill, and it's called resilience?
I'm also calm.
Yeah, but when things go terribly wrong, there are people like you who will handle it. Whereas so many thousands of hairdressing businesses broke,
Yeah.
right? And you didn't. So what makes you stand out? This is me being really emotional. I just had to stop for a little bit because it just makes me emotional thinking about the skills that you have, the resilience you have, and what allows you to adapt so well in uncertain times.
Somehow you just know that things are going to get better. And yes, COVID was nobody went through COVID ever before. Nobody, like no businesses, yourself included. And as you know, I spent that time with you looking after your children, helping out in your house. I was very content through them. I didn't fall into a heap. I just did what I had to do. And when it was time to go back to work, we just all went back to work and hit the ground running and picked up from where we were and moved on. I don't go back and talk about, even then, I didn't go back and talk about, oh, that was a bad time.
What did you do? Because there's not many people like you, Mum. This is why I wanted to highlight you and share your thinking, because a lot of people don't have your thinking.
Well, you can't fall into a heap all the time. Can't think negative all the time. Most of the stuff, even when it's a little bit negative, you can find a positive in it. You really can, Jason.
Yeah.
You can find, no matter what, you can find a positive in it. In everything that I do, I can find, and you have good days and you have bad days. You have days you can't fit people in, and you know that they've got an important thing on. And that's why I went back to work the day before New Year, just after Christmas, because some of those oldies might not make next Christmas. And I wanted them to look good for family photos. There are things like that I do that I never resent. You just got to find that positive thinking all the time. That's important.
Yeah, and your attitude. Like, for people who don't know this, my mum has gone to retirement villages in her time where she'd normally have off, and go and do someone's hair who she loves and cares for, who she's loved and cared for a really long time, and still goes and does the hair for someone in that retirement village. And guess what? Nobody knows, except for the people who are going to be listening to this, that she's done this multiple times. And there's another thing I want to share about this woman. There's going to be some personal things I want to share about you that are not necessarily personal. Don't freak out. Okay, this is about a woman who has won car races. So can you go back before hairdressing? You've won in that little trophy cabinet. You've won car races.
Yeah, fun time. fun time in my life.
Tell us about what that was about. Like, what made you start car racing?
Because my brother and my dad had stock cars.
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law was driving.
But you won them too. You're better than my dad.
Yeah. That was good times. Good times. Hence the big V8, and I turn into Peter Brock every time I get in it.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, sorry, police, not sorry. Every Christmas time, we'd go from the place that we were having our Christmas lunch, and we would all have a race home, see who could get home first. Mum would usually win, you know, and she would always want to win. And I think this is a part of you. You have a number one in your priority list as well. You're very competitive in your nature, and that's what creates success as a business owner.
Yeah.
You have a certain level of competing against yourself, though.
Yes.
Which is different, isn't it?
Yes. Different to competing with the salon in town or whatever. And I've got really good friendships with a lot of other salons, Jason. Really long-lasting friendships.
And there's something else about this one. She's dived with sharks. Yes, this woman does lots of different things. So tell me about your diving. You haven't done it for a long time now.
I've done it for a long time.
You would go away, dive with sharks, and have a great time. Tell us about what that was about for you as well.
Well, I didn't swim well, and that was getting rid of that fear. And I always had a big group with me, and I always felt that the shark was going to get somebody. It wasn't going to be me.
I love that. You said something really, really important just then that I just want to catch. I'm just catching a fish right now.
Yeah.
What we've just caught right now is she wasn't a good swimmer, so she chose to do something so she could be good at something. She chased her fear and broke through. Now you hung out with sharks too, which is not a thing. You know, the grey nurses, not the scary ones, but they're scary looking sharks, in my opinion. And you would go and do something that you were afraid of.
Yeah.
Right? And you broke through from that, fear of swimming.
And as I said to you this morning, I still want to get a boat, but I'm scared when I'm in it,
You do it anyway. Yeah. And so there's another aspect to my mum I want to share. Water skier. One ski,
yeah,
brilliant, really good, would take us behind the skis, scared of our well-being. And you still have this thing that you will go and do something. So tell us about, every summer we would go down and we'd water ski and we have a great time with the family and go and do those things. That you didn't leave yourself out on the side and go, I'll let them do it all. You would go and do it with us.
Yeah. Because you'll remember those things.
Yeah. So here's an idea, guys. This woman here has been one of the most successful business owners in Canberra. Okay. Now, also a really successful mum because she's always been there. Right? She didn't take away time from us. We had lots of time. There was also a part where we didn't have time because you were busy doing your purpose. And I love this about my mum. She chased a dream at a time, mind you, where women were not allowed to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
This was in a period of time where women had to be stay-at-home mums, right? It's not the same now. We're talking about an era, guys, where you had to break free from all the bullshit that other mums were throwing at you potentially for being a business owner. And how dare you not be a stay-at-home mum and looking after your family and your kids? You had to break through a lot of barriers, didn't you, Mum?
Yeah, I did. But I had support there.
Yeah, you did.
I had support.
You had lots of support. But there's another story I want to share with you guys because I'm uncovering a bunch of things about my mum, and this is something that I can do, probably that other people who I uncover I can't do because I know a lot about you, right? So our nan lived with us, your mum.
Yeah.
And we were having a bit of a chat about this. She used to wink at me, and then she'd fire up, stir mum up, right, and then wink at me again and say, I got her, right, and you'd be all fiery. The point that I want to make here is that your mum got really sick.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had to be on a ventilator.
Yeah.
And she had oxygen. Every single day you would come home and you would look after her and make sure she was okay. So you not only looked after your mum at home, you ran a successful, triple successful businesses. You also looked after your family and took care of us.
You guys were exceptional kids too.
I'm talking about you here. Okay. I'm talking about we were exceptional kids because we had exceptional influences from the two of you. Right? You showed us respect. You showed us what to do. You were really, this is not okay. I got some really strong parenting from you, which was really, really important. Right? You showed me how to be the best man I could ever be. Right? So you did Parenting 101. You were a great daughter for your mum. You ran an amazing, successful business. You spend time with dad, do all the bits and pieces. You're multifaceted, so many things. And I want to celebrate you for the type of person that I want other people to know more about you as a human being. I remember like Nan getting worse and worse and worse. And I remember the day I helped her have her last shower. I'll never forget that day. And Nan and I, my Nan and Mum had a great relationship, and I'm so grateful to have had so much time with her. She was my favourite of the four because I got to spend more time with her than I could ever ask for. But what you've done as a person and what you continue to do is phenomenal because you're a nanny too, right? And you have this phenomenal relationship with my eldest daughter. When, listeners, right here where we are here right now, you bought this place to make sure I would have time with my daughter when my ex-wife decided to move down here and take my daughter away from Canberra, and you straight away, you bought a house in Bega, bought this place to make sure that family would be looked after.
Family came first. Yeah.
So I just want to uncover that you are an absolutely incredible woman, right? But not only incredible woman, you're an incredible business person, and you think beyond yourself. You also do something amazing. You think of yourself, you take care of yourself. And I think this is a really beautiful thing as a business owner. You've used me for that too. You've made sure, that I've been always there to make sure I can look after you and make sure you're healthy and give you advice. Whereas a lot of people don't listen to their sons about health advice. You do, right? And you've been a phenomenal person in so many different areas of life. What have you got to what? I'd love to just ask, like, what would you suggest? Is there any advice you could give anyone else here listening about how you need to show up as a person in daily life, like the way that you are as a human?
Stay calm. Get rid of your ego. Just love people for who they are. Just care about people. Genuinely care.
Yeah.
And truly, I've had clients spit the dummy at me, but I still look after them the next week. You know what I mean? It's just, everything's got to come from the heart. It's not just words. Words just float away. It's got to genuinely come from the heart.
So, would you agree with what I would suggest that we've just uncovered here? Is that you've created success out of love and care?
Yeah, and no ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listeners, I really hope that you, or for people watching this, I really hope you can take some notice around sort of what sort of attitudes you need to focus on as a successful person. And yes,
And
you can
always
create.
work, sorry, Jason,
Okay.
always work alongside your team. Don't have them work for you. Work with them. That's so important. Work with them.
And, you know, you're incredible because you've created so many people around you. Some of them have been hard work, some of them have been easy, but you keep going and you keep going and going and going. And I don't think there's a stop button in you. And I remember saying to you years ago, don't ever stop working because you don't work because you found your passion.
Yeah, I don't. At the end of the day, sometimes I'm tired, but I don't feel as I've struggled through the day. I've enjoyed the day. Like today, even, you know, how many times I've phoned someone to see they're okay.
Yeah. And it's no skin off anyone's nose. It's just the way a caring and loving person lives and lives their life. So, listeners, I'd love you to, like and share this video or podcast because I think this is a really important video for a really important reason. I'm really passionate about women standing up and being strong, right? Now, this woman has done it in the hardest possible time of her era and is doing it now and has continued to do it for 50 years. So you are an amazing inspiration for a lot of people, and I hope people feel inspired because you've never given up. And I don't think there's this thing called retirement in your.
No.
That's a sort of a dirty word for us, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like the F word for both of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, if anyone tells us to retire, it's like, F you, please, because we're not really interested in retirement, are we, Mum?
No.
It's not what we're built on. So we would rather die helping people because love and care is actually what enriches the both of us. And I hope you really get something out of this. If you want something, put the effort in. Yes, you can be successful using your ethos of love and care. Work with people, don't boss them. Also, you have to be the boss. You know, you always have to be the decision maker, of course. And know that success comes through all the balancing areas of life. And you have managed to be the best juggler of life experiences and showing that having a balanced experience in life is able to be done and not only possible, it is livable. And you've made me think that way too. So I've looked at everything that I have done and I have constantly looked at how would Mum do this? So then I've got the balance right in the way that I approach to make sure that all those areas of life are sitting intact. So I thank you for that, for showing me and leading me to say, I remember the day I wanted to step into my business and I knew I had someone that I had a forerunner. I did it roughly the same age as when you had your passion to set it up. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to follow this pathway because you led a trailblazer moment for me. And I'm so grateful eternally for having you show me so many things as a person and showing me how to be a really good person and showing up without all this need for fanfare and just doing your thing. And then the fanfare comes as a result. You've had so many awards. You've had so many people put you up in lights. At the end of the day, you're still doing hair. Still the same thing, isn't it?
I'm just a girl that cuts hair.
Yeah, so here's the girl who just cuts hair. Phenomenal woman. Thank you for jumping on Uncover with me. I really appreciate you and I love you so much.
Thank you.
And that was a kiss, guys. So have a good day, guys. And I really hope that you take this one in to the bottom of your hearts and really lean in. I'm lucky to be able to sit here with my mum as two business owners to be able to celebrate each other. But this was all about you. But to be able to look and say, I absolutely love this woman from the bottom of my heart, and she is a phenomenon. So if you want to be like her, then you have to pull your finger out and not complain and just do it anyway, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to our podcast. We'd love it if you could like and share it with your friends. Our website address is www.wellnessbreakthroughacademy.com. We also have all of the videos on YouTube under Wellness Breakthrough Academy as well. We also do small courses, live events. I have an amazing book called From Broken to Breakthrough. We'd love the opportunity to give you a hand to help you live your purpose, to find out what you're here for, to give you the direction. Our courses are amazing and we do everything really, really differently for what's happening in the world at the moment. So come and find out how we can help you break your limitations so you can live the life of your dreams. We'll chat soon.